Today, we'll talk about really the basics. This is before you think about a business plan, before you write one. There are some questions to ask yourself. So get a pen and paper and let's get going. Hello, my name is Sylvia Vines. Today's workshop is entitled A Guide to Starting a Business. There's a vast amount of information out there. You can find tons of information on starting a business on the internet. You can Google it all day long, come up with all kinds of plans, step-by-step guidance. There are tons of people on YouTube who are sharing information, and much of this information is valid and can help you if you are thinking about starting a business or if you are actually in the process of getting one started. A defining factor in who you should listen to and how far they can take you often, though, depends upon whether or not this person actually has experience in doing what they are sharing. There are many gurus who have book knowledge, but a true entrepreneur who's walked it out, who has experience, can often answer questions that you may have that others cannot. That's what we do at the Principal Things. We actually are seasoned entrepreneurs who offer business services and coaching for other entrepreneurs. Today, we'll talk about really the basics. This is before you think about a business plan, before you write one. There are some questions to ask yourself. So get a pen and paper and let's get going. The first thing is this. What business model are you thinking of starting? I've interviewed several people and spoken with a number of people who haven't yet started a business and they're really interested in doing so. We believe that everyone needs additional streams of income. I really believe everyone needs systems of income. Within each system of income will be multiple streams. That's the vantage point that we think of business here at the Principal Things. Some people may be suited for one single stream of income, particularly if that stream of income is very fulfilling, profit-wise, allows that person's passion to be fulfilled and what they feel they're called to do. But oftentimes, entrepreneurs find themselves involved in multiple ventures and multiple industries, and that's perfectly fine too. So wherever you find yourself, this guide will help you. If you are thinking of starting a sole proprietor business, which is one in which you will use your social security number as your tax identification number, then much of what we're going to talk about will not apply to you because you won't have to worry about setting up state documents. If you are thinking of going into business as a direct marketer, you won't have to worry about certain things, especially certain elements of marketing, certain elements of setting up your business, setting up a website, because you may have a template website that your company allows you to purchase or that is given or provided to you under your licensure. So there are various things to think about. There is no cookie cutter business preparation that you can make across the board. Everything is completely tailored to your specific situation. Let's say you want to start up an LLC. Most of these gurus on YouTube and other places are just giving you a 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Well, that's fine and dandy, but once you set up that LLC, there are some requirements of the state. If you don't submit an annual report every year, guess what? Your business will be established, but you will not be in good standing with your state. Very important. Every LLC must have a registered agent. That is a legal requirement. If you're in the state in which you're doing business, If that's the state you decide to incorporate with or file your LLC, your brand new LLC in, then you can serve as your own registered agent. But guess what? If you are doing business in a state other than the state that you establish your LLC, you will by law be required to have a registered agent. Now, that's a whole nother topic. When you talk about registered agents, they are all over the place. There are some standard who have offices in every single state, which makes them really easy when you're establishing a business and you plan to do business in multiple states. That's fine and dandy, but the reputation of that registered agent is very important. The reason that's important is because if they don't do their job and if they don't do it well, you may miss the opportunities to submit your filings on time and end up being out of good standing. Why does that matter? It matters because many things you will apply for with your business, let's say financing, to participate in certain things, especially things like government contracts and such, you will have to present a certificate of good standing. That means that the state will have on file whether or not you have submitted your required annual reports and any other taxes and fees that come along with running your business. So that's another important topic that I never hear anyone speak about. But once you make the decision to dive in and actually start your business, we have workshops that will be available to you that you can get more information on how to set your business up, what you need to put in place, including registered agents and templates for ensuring that you are in a timely manner submitting all of your filings, paying all of your taxes and any fees related to starting your business. Next, EIN number. Oftentimes there's confusion about what order do I do things. Did the chicken come first or did the egg come first? Well, in setting up a new business, if you are setting up a sole proprietorship, you should already have a social security number. If you don't, then you need to ensure that you have a federally recognized tax identification number before you start. The second thing is if you are establishing an LLC or a corporation, there are certain things you need to have in place. Before you file papers for an LLC with your state, you will have to have a registered agent because that agent's information will have to go on your paperwork. A registered agent typically will charge you annually for their services. Their services should include and ensure that you know what they offer. They should include sending you notifications every time you receive anything from the state, whether it's time for your annual report, whether or not you have to pay sales tax, whether or not you have to pay employment tax. All of these things should be routed through your registered agent. If you're not receiving anything from your registered agent once you establish your business, you need to change registered agents. That will get you in trouble. But once you set up that LLC or that corporation, if you are incorporating, you will then need to establish an employer identification number. That number can be obtained from the Internal Revenue Service. You would just go to irs.gov, put in your information, and you will be issued an EIN number. That number is going to be very important for many other things that you will file, including getting a business checking account. So important. Even if you decide that the business type or business entity type that you will set up will be a sole proprietorship, I highly recommend opening up a separate checking account to manage your business. You can also set up a DBA with your state in order to manage your business in terms of checking account information, the public name that you want to do business as. All of those things are important. Many people don't talk about that, but that's just as important as making the decision to go into business. Another important step is Once you establish what type of business entity that you will, go into or establish, then you get your EIN number if necessary, or use your social security number. You'll have to make the decision on what type of business you're actually going to go into if you haven't already. So if you're going into business as a direct marketer, some companies that would fall under this category would be like Mary Kay. That's a good example. Planet Marketing, that's another great example. I have businesses with both of them. I've been a consultant with Mary Kay for over 30 years, off and on. I'm currently a consultant. Planet Marketing, I'm a travel agent, and I became a travel agent through Planet Marketing. So someone shared the opportunity to become a travel agent with me. I then turned around and signed up to be a direct marketer with the company that they solicited me from, and also a travel agent. So that was two business agreements that I went into to become a travel agent. In a case like this, you generally will have a website that you can obtain from that direct marketing company. So my Mary Kay business, I can elect to have a Mary Kay website. I wouldn't go out and build one, because underneath their umbrella comes standardized marketing, standardized systems, standardized promotional material. And that would eliminate your need to get a website. So depending upon what type of business, you may or may not have to think about purchasing a domain and building a website. Most companies, you will need to consider building a website. Now, the next thing is this: promotion and marketing. Come up with an actionable plan for promoting your business, whether it be, and it should include all of these: social media, advertising, those types of things. Direct mail for some industries would make sense. Think about those things. SEO, how do you show up in Google when someone, is looking for the business services that you offer or the products that you offer? That's going to matter. All of that will fall under promotion and marketing. And the last thing that you want to do is think about whether or not you will be the only employee. If you plan right off the bat to hire W-2 employees or contractors, I highly recommend getting a payroll company to set up. Now, you can do payroll on your own. It's very easy, especially if you are only hiring one or two people. You have the time and you have the resources to ensure that you have all of the withholdings correct, taxing correct, things of that nature. But I highly recommend using specific payroll resources. There are a couple that I've used, and bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is also very important. So those are things that are down the line once you get established. But these are the things that you want to consider when you first decide to start a business. Did you enjoy this workshop? If you did, please come back often and look for additional workshops which will be presented by the Principal Things. We have paid workshops that will provide you with deeper information, deeper knowledge, step-by-step guidance, and templates to help you along the way.